You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Very good Friday morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us at 6 a.m. Great show for you. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day.
And I'm Chris Grove. Right now, our very own Netta Ronhorn, Evan and Ronnie. You can sit there, see them, wave. They are live in Imperial Beach for our IB Zip trip.
Yeah, all morning long, we will be highlighting the best parts of Imperial Beach, from their restaurants to the Sun and Sea Festival happening this weekend. We will get to them in just a few minutes, but do want to get you caught up on our top stories first. So this morning, 5 people, including a doctor from San Diego, are facing charges in connection with actor Matthew Perry's death.
Yeah, Perry, best known for his role on the show Friends, died last October. Authorities say the investigation into his death uncovered a broad underground criminal network responsible for distributing large amounts of ketamine to the actor, which included La Jolla Dr. Mark Chavez. Now, according to court documents, Chavez admitted to selling ketamine to a Santa Monica-based doctor who then injected Perry on multiple occasions. Chavez confessed to getting the drug from his former ketamine clinic by submitting a bogus prescription using the name of a former patient.
Dr. Plasencia and Dr. Chavez violated the oath they took to care for their patients. Instead of do no harm, they did harm so that they could make more money.
They allegedly charged Perry approximately $2,000 for a vial of ketamine that cost Chavez only $12. In one message exchange, they wrote, "I wonder how much this moron will pay," and quote, "let's find out." Dr. Chavez will formally plead guilty to one felony charge of conspiracy to distribute ketamine on August 30th. He faces up to 10 years behind bars. The main defendants, including an alleged drug dealer who reportedly sold Perry the fatal dose, face up to life in prison.
Yeah, just awful. Well, a man called the bolder than most rapist will be back in court today to find out where he will be released. Earlier this year, a judge ruled Alvin Quarles could be placed in the community after serving 25 years in prison and years in a state hospital. Quarles pleaded guilty in 1989 to more than a dozen sexual assaults, attacking his victims at knife point, sometimes forcing his victims' husbands or boyfriends to watch. State officials have been looking for a house where he can be supervised. And this morning, officials at the International Boundary and Water Commission say they are disappointed over a missed deadline in ongoing efforts to end the sewage crisis along our border. The binational agency is responsible for the wastewater treatment plant in the South Bay. It was supposed to bring a broken system into compliance with federal water quality standards yesterday.
The reality is we just can't meet that. We have technical problems here, unforeseens. We have sediment coming into the plant that gets into our equipment and has put us behind schedule. We're going as fast as we can. And the other problem are the flows coming from Mexico. So this is in the summer right now, we shouldn't have any flows in the river. This is the dry season, and yet we have 45 million gallons per day of flow coming down the river, which empties out on our beaches.
The agency says the flow from Mexico must be stopped by Mexican authorities.
And do you believe that your car was wrongfully towed in the past 3 years? Well, this morning, police are investigating SNS towing for illegal and predatory towing practices. Police say they got several complaints of unfair towing, primarily in immigrant communities. Police say when they went to the business with a search warrant, a tow truck driver ran out into the parking lot of a nearby car dealership and then pulled a gun on himself. Police negotiators tried to get him to surrender. They say he ended up shooting himself, and he was pronounced dead on scene.
And I saw SWAT. I saw tactical units pointing. They were pointing weapons at the direction, kind of like the corner of the dealership. And of course, it startled me.
Now, police say that you might be a victim of SNS towing if your car was legally parked but towed, if only cash was accepted, or if the tow truck driver refused to release your car before it was towed. If any of these apply to you, you can find information and make a report by going to CBS8.com. And Rady Children's nurses won't be going on strike again after all. They voted to ratify a new 3-year contract last night. Union leaders called it the best contract offer in decades. It covers 1,600 nurses and includes improvements to retiree health care, across-the-board wage increases, and reduced out-of-pocket medical costs for nurses. All right, well, you know the jingle by now. We are going to send it over to our crew live in Imperial Beach right there at Pier Plaza.
What a great assignment. So this morning we are taking a look at all things that make IB great. So very good morning to you, Netta and Evan.
Good morning. Yes. Hello. There are so many things that make IB great. For starters, we're out here. It's so comfortable.
It is.
We're loving the air
tank
temperature.
top. Feels great.
Yeah, literally feels good.
Yeah, and it's beautiful out here. The palm trees. I mean, it's such a great beach city, beach town. We have great businesses right here on Seacoast Drive. You know the IB Pier, right in front of those colorful surfboards that you see in front of the pier as well. The Sun and Sea Festival. We're going to get into all of that today, of course. That's a big event happening this weekend, and they want all of you to come visit. These businesses are relying on you at home to come pay them a visit as well. So we're going to dive into all the businesses that make IB so special, the people that make this place great.
And there are so many businesses, too, that are going to be here with us to talk about what they do here in IB, you know, the community that they serve, how long they've been around. So we have a bunch that are going to be joining us here just right by the pier to talk about their businesses too.
Including the Plank.
Yes.
The oldest bar in the South Bay. They're only closed for like a couple hours in the early morning hours. So they're going strong right now even. So we'll get into all of that. But first, we do want to give you a look at IB's rich history.
Paradise. Paradise.
And we feel like we're on vacation all the time, even today.
Known for its beaches and big waves, Imperial Beach was founded in 1887. At first, it was a coastal summer retreat for people from the Imperial Valley, giving the city its name. Imperial Beach grew in size when about 2,000 laborers came to the area to help build the Hotel del Coronado. They decided to stay in Imperial Beach, making it their permanent home.
This place is definitely like a hidden gem for sure. We loved growing up here our whole lives. We spent every day almost here at the beach.
While the beaches may be temporarily closed, IB has always been known for its big waves.
Small beach town, you know, type vibe.
Yeah, it's got a good that old school surfer vibe to it.
The Tijuana Sloughs called to surfers for generations. In the 1940s, the waves became a testing ground for mainlanders going to Hawaii. Surfers from all over the U.S. would come to IB to surf the then biggest waves off the continental U.S. One of those surfers was Bob Simmons, who's known as the father of the modern surfboard. He moved to IB in 1950.
We're here almost every day at the beach, honestly, just to see the waves, to check out the surf.
And it's not just the waves bringing people to the beach, it's also the sand. For years, sandcastle sculptors have flocked to IB for sandcastle competitions. A community sand sculpting competition started in IB back in the 1960s. Imperial Beach also held the U.S. Open Sandcastle competition for about 30 years, starting in 1980. And the fun continues today. The Sun and Sea Festival takes place in IB every summer.
We got so lucky finding a place here, believe me. 2 blocks away from the ocean. You can't find this anywhere else in California.
Today, Imperial Beach has a population of about 25,000 people. While it has evolved over the years, it is still beloved by locals and tourists alike.
Boy, seeing those sand sculptures was a wonder. It's so cool to see.
How they are able to do it is beyond me. I mean, the detail that they have in sand, I can barely, you know, create a pile.
I know, right? I was like, no idea what I would be able to do in sand. Very little.
The Sand and Sea Festival starts tomorrow, so they're preparing for it all today, getting that sand ready. Of course, we're going to hear all about that coming up. Regina Yorita is joining us soon here to talk about the festival. So it's a perfect weekend for this.
She's got plenty of guests that are going to be talking about it as well. It is a beautiful weekend weather-wise.
It feels so good out right now.
It feels so comfortable. Right now, temperatures out the door are quite comfortable. I mean, we don't have a lot of trouble out there as far as your current temperatures go. We would normally be, well, as of yesterday, we were in the 70s in many spots. Today, we're down to the 60s. In Imperial Beach, we're at 64 degrees right now. Carlsbad right now at 66. And downtown San Diego, we always call it an urban heat island for a reason, 69 degrees right now. They're a little bit warmer. When we look at what we expect for this afternoon, we're going for the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Notice these temperatures are very similar to what we saw over the course of really the entire week. We haven't had any major change because we haven't had any major shift in that area of high pressure that's well off to the south of us. So 87 degrees this afternoon for Fallbrook, 90 for Escondido this afternoon. El Cajon's going for 91, Ramona 96, and La Mesa 84 for that afternoon high. Now, we are going to be getting warmer as we get into the beginning of next week. Temperatures are going to be warming up really nicely. We've got upper 70s and low 80s to work with. Oh, good morning to you. And we've got those temperatures coming about mainly by the beginning of next week. Over the course of the weekend, still very pleasant beach weather to be working with out there. Across our inland valleys, we'll be seeing those temperatures make their way into the 90s. 93 degrees is where we will peak on Tuesday of next week. That's as that ridge of high pressure starts to move closer and closer in our direction. For the mountains and deserts, notice that climb in temperatures about 10 degrees, 88 degrees on Saturday, climbing all the way up to 98 by Tuesday of next week. The deserts are going to go from 107 to 111, so not as much of a shift in temperatures that we'll see. However, we're all going to start to feel a little bit more of the heat and maybe even a bit more of the humidity as we get into about that Monday, Tuesday stretch before temperatures start to slide by Wednesday, Thursday. So pleasant weekend ahead. No major things to discuss. Even the heat that we see doesn't qualify us for any heat-related alerts in play. Let's take a look at drive times out the door. 8:05 northbound, 94 westbound, 5 southbound. All looking good this morning. It's a Friday, so have a good one out there. Should be able to head out at your normal speed.